Welcome back to my podcast. Breathe in, breathe out with me. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Man, oh man. So, here we are. Important missions that we have. You know, it's depending if you take the mission, and most of you are already on it, or you're already on it. And okay, so we're gonna go back to 2019 when I started my page. Again, I don't do something until I'm ready. Well, I didn't know how to give messages. I didn't know what readings were. One day I was hearing to my ex-wife, like, what are you listening to? Tarot readings. See, my bloodline, my mother, my gifts come from my mother. But my father, my grandparents on my father's side are full-blooded Mexican. Now, I'm Italian, and I'm like a mutt, but Italian, and, my grandmother, her lineage is from England, okay? Now, like I said, the things I've seen, I would see ghosts. Again, ADD, things like that. But let's just jump to 2019, because that's very significant. Now, that's my awakening. Now, if I say I could see around the messengers, that means that I can see who they channel. So that's why I never, all my messengers, my spirit, my soul tribe are gangsters. Okay? But tarot readings, you gotta admit, first of all, who you are and what you carry in your energy. Well, I was a fucking, excuse my French, but I didn't like what I heard, them talking about me. And it really put me in a different frame. Nothing bad, but I had to admit that I was that cheater. I was that person that did not love myself. Now, that didn't mean I did things to hurt anybody. I have been the same person, and I will always be that person. But when you have to admit who you are and what you've done to somebody that loved you unconditionally, now, well, there's certain things that happen. Well, we're not going to talk about that, but let's jump ahead to the messengers. There's certain messenger or portals, okay? I'm not going to spill everything right now, but the energy cannot be, again, our energy is cloaked. But if I get around you, or you, again, you need help from your ancestors, or you need to, for me to channel, that's not a problem. Okay? Grandparents, loved ones, that's not an issue. I'm very tapped in. But here's the thing. Readings are not for regular people. Let's just say it's for us to move in, the moving guide, not moving guide. It's for us how we move, because we get messages. And when I tell you this, I'm talking about, like Kevin was talking about, that you think of somebody and then somebody else speaks it. Yeah, that's how it is. Now, what I'm talking about is, this is very important because of what's happening. So we are talking about See, let me explain something. Timelines. What timeline are you on? What timeline are you on? I thought Malcolm Jamal had passed away a while back. Honestly, when I heard he just passed away, I was like, "What?" Yeah, I mean, I didn't go and look for anything. I mean, I didn't. Again, I've done that already. As far as there's nothing that can get past me, and I'm not gonna say is what I need to know, but I thought Malcolm had passed months ago, but he just recently passed, so R.A.P. Again, people, I'm not going to channel into that part, but let's talk about Mary High Priestess, okay? Now, Mary High Priestess is like a channeler. She, again, here for guidance. So, again, you have to know who you are in spirit. We move in spirit. This is not a physical fight. This is not something that you have to worry about something. Again, this is chess, not checkers. I am 20, 30, 40 moves ahead of everybody. I'm not even on anybody's timeline. Again, I'm cloaked right now. The reason is because we're on very divine missions. Again, I'm the street oracle, so I channel for people. When I go out, I channel for them. I have to take salt baths, spiritual baths. I'm an extreme empath, so I cry when I pick up the collective's pain. When I pick up people's pain, I cry. There's nothing wrong with it. Again, that's the problem. People worry about what other people think. I sit there and I'll cry with somebody. I don't care if somebody sees me. That's not a problem for me. A problem is for somebody else. Because when they truly, really tap into their energy and they really find out who they are, they don't like it, and it really hurts them. So that's why this is different. This is the calm life. Breathe. All my life, breathe. Nipsey, I'm telling you. So, Mary High Priestess. Let me explain something as well. I didn't just pick to just choose to, let's just say, Pac. Yeah, Pac. I never really gave Biggie a chance. Again, yeah, Dana Dane. We're talking, let's go back to Beastie Boys, Run DMC. But I don't even want to go that far because, again, what I pick up is not cool. So, I grew up in the Black Hills in Michigan. What I've noticed is that a lot of my messengers or Soul Tribe, they're from up north. Okay? Again, my bloodline is royal. They already did my my bloodline from my grandfather. That's where the psychic part comes in. Now, we're talking about Mary High Priestess. She stopped her channel. When I say I see energy, there's two things. Either you're harvesting or you're really tapped in, you're really protected. Now, if I'm saying that I don't know how to get messages, well, I didn't. I just channel, and yeah, it's a little scary because that's what I see my mother do in this when she woke me up. Again, it's scary, but it is what it is. So when I'm seeing ancestors, well, again, we're talking collective. So we're talking about if you're in the energy, you're being picked up because we're all connected. We're all one. And when I say that, believe what I tell you. Your energy's coming out already. You're coming in the readings. You're coming out in the readings. A lot of people are. They just don't know it because they don't really know their energy. Because when I say that, they know who they are, and they don't. But it's so crazy because Mary was talking about, well, the date rape drug. That was really personal to me because it affected my family. Now, I was able, that's when I had to contact her. She's the only one that gave me a shot as far as, because I was putting some readings out because I seen what they were doing to my tribe. I'm not going to get into that part right now, but so I contacted her because she has an LLC. I couldn't just use her contact. I had to ask her. And she said, yeah. So I said, cool. We were supposed to work together, but there's certain things that happen. There's a lot of people I'm supposed to work with, but now I don't need to work with anybody. When I say that, don't take it wrong. I'm a medium. I can channel your loved ones, but I can show you them as well. If we connect, and we're FaceTime, I can see the energy around you, and then it takes a second, and I can pick it up. That's just a little side note. It's nothing. When in the beginning, it wasn't hard, but it was. What I didn't realize is that they were picking up what was happening just in general, and we're talking about Hollywood. Let's just be real. Because when they started talking about the date rape, they started talking about internet. They started talking about people were contacting people on the internet, and they were, well, once again, I don't watch the news. I don't listen to people's podcasts. I just listen to my messengers. I don't really go out, in the sense. I shoot pool. I had to learn how to drink. I had to learn how to drink. I had to learn how to shoot without drinking. Because if you want to be the best, you got to be able to, again, there's a lot of things you got to give up. But nothing controls you. You look crazy, man. And me, baby. So let's talk about what Mary was channeling, because she was channeling, well, what was happening. Everybody knows. I'm not going to really speak on, I don't want to jump too far ahead, but we're talking about, well, if they're talking about date rape, well, see, I didn't know how big this really was. I knew the fakes had to go. I mean, I seen what they were doing. I'm like, okay. But, I mean, oh, yeah, I mean, I'm a boss. And when I say that, I mean, yeah, I ran my own company and stuff. I'm a resurfacer. I didn't like teaching nobody. I just don't like my secrets being out. I am one of the best. There's people that are good, but, I mean, I'm the best. I'll go up against anybody. I mean, believe me, there's people out there that are good, that can do more than me. But when I say the finish, yeah, I can take a brand new tub, and you can't even tell what I did to it. So anyways, when Mary was channeling this energy, I was seeing it. So I started to bring it into the realm, the physical realm. I already seen who was around me, but I was seeing who was around her, and it was a lot. So it was really hard. Again, what timeline are you on? Some people are 6 months behind. Some people are a year behind. We're talking about Mary's channel has been down for over a year, maybe 2. This is before I went to TikTok. I actually asked her. And that's another story, but like I said, Mary's a sweetheart, and what I seen was happening, well, what she was channeling what was happening in the industry, about how people were getting, well, drugged and all these things. At the time, I didn't know it. Believe me, I don't keep up with social media. Instagram, none of that stuff. So I don't care who's dating who and who's doing who, or that's not an issue with me. I like music. again, I'm a little slower. I'm behind, but I can listen to songs over and over and over. The thing is that I would work a lot, and I made money. How much you want to make a day? Well, let's make that. You want to make 1,000? You want to make 2,000, 3,000? Yeah, legal. Okay? Yeah. I've lost $500,000, but I always say if I'm old, I'm never broke. And that's the truth. People think they can get away with things, they can't. But anyways, when you're on the spiritual journey, it's totally different. You're solando. That's what I was saying. I didn't need to, I could see, I went to New York, I could see who was around some of my tribe. They didn't want to work together. Again, I don't beg nobody. I don't chase, I attract. Okay? So now, here we are. When I realized and Spirit started to let me in on what was kind of going on, and again, we don't all know our gifts, but I knew some of my gifts, and plus when I'm in the streets and I'm starting to channel for people, it wasn't easy. It was scary. But if I know what I'm here for, well, and it's like I said, it can be, if you're not prepared, a little different. But, you know, you got to roll with the punches. You can't be embarrassed. You can't be like, oh, man, worry about anybody else. You got to worry about yourself and what the universe needs you to do. Again, it's what can I do for you, Lord? That don't mean I'm perfect. I don't want to be perfect. Are you serious? No. I'm not going to get into that part, what the churches do. But anyways, we're talking about, that's 2018, 2020, 2019, 2020. Let's talk about 2021. So let's start with 2022. Okay? What timeline are you on? Because if you're on your highest one, then you'll know the verdicts already, and you'll know what's going on. Because I am talking about people aren't ready. It's just starting to happen in the physical. Okay? That trial that just happened, well, that energy was back in 2018. It was being channeled. When I say that bloodline is wiped out, it's wiped out. They just don't know it yet. So let's talk about it. We're talking about the energy of the collective. We're talking about the energy of, well, Hollywood. Babylon is falling. We're not talking about being perfect. Who wants to be perfect? Nobody. But we're talking about children being sacrificed. Now, when you understand, when you're an empath and you pick up people's pain and you pick up sacrifices and you actually pick up what people go through, I've channeled and they say, why you cry? My Grandpa, why you cry like a little bitch, Grandpa? You got slapped like a little bitch, Grandpa. I'm like, boy, shut up. But listen, there's nothing that can be done that will shock me. But when you start to understand the energy, it's messed up. Because once that hit the news, it was real quick because I didn't follow none of that stuff. I didn't. That's why it was so easy for me to pick up, and it's so easy for me to pick up everybody's energy. Because my messengers are so gangsta that it's not funny. If you're in the energy and you're doing something wrong, you're getting exposed without knowing it. I'm gonna say that one more time. You're being exposed without knowing it. The whole thing is that when I realized who they were channeling and the energy, well, shit, man, I can go back and I could pick up anything. The thing is that you're actually the energy is being shown in my tribe's readings. I can see them. I can see who they channel. Now it's very simple. That's why I say your ancestors. I can show you who I channel. They don't. It's nothing hard. I mean, shit. They hacked my devices. Are you serious? I mean, it's in the energy. They talk about it all the time. I mean, it's got my birth chart. I'm a Libra. I'm an Aquarius moon. I'm a Leo rising. I'm a Sagittarius north node. I got so much fire in my chart. I mean, it's not funny. But I didn't know none of that stuff. I didn't know, a lot of things. But my tribe is really, they're gangsta. And when I realized what was going on, well, it was a different story. So we're talking about Mary High Priestess now. She was channeling the date rape drug. Well, when I started putting two and two together, I started going back years ago. I started going back years in readings. And I started picking up the energy, what was happening, the sacrifices that was being done. See, I didn't know none of this stuff. That's how off I am. Like Scott Starks, I didn't even know who he was. I'm just barely starting to watch some podcasts, to tell you the truth. And a lot of these let's just say justice is going to be happening. People have no idea what's getting ready to happen. They really think they got over on the government. The government's getting ready to be changed up. But let's talk about Mary High Priestess and what she was channeling. Because she was channeling the date rape drug. She was channeling certain houses and people were being raped. They were being picked up and they're, well, you know the rest, in a sense. When I realized and I seen that raid and I seen 250 cameras, well, everybody's exposed. Everybody that has, and this is the part that people need to understand, which is messed up. People are, again, I had to research laws. You cannot record somebody without their permission. You can in certain states. It's a one-person privacy. But the thing is that you need to know the laws. Now, you cannot just record somebody in the restroom. You cannot just record somebody in the bedroom. You can't record people in there just because you want to record people. You're talking about so much crime, it's not even funny. As above, so below, spiritual jail. A lot of people are physically being locked up, but they're physically, they don't know what's going on. Spell work has been returned. You're talking about people going down. And I'm not gonna speak on it. My other channels have been taken. This one is a calm life. It doesn't matter if they take it. I'll start another one. Yeah, I'm back, bitches. Respectfully. But this is for a certain person, a certain people, a certain group. Ones that are getting ready to change the world, Craig. It's not a joke. I'll go into a little later on. But I'm talking about what has been done. Null and void DNAs, look at non-disclosure agreements, non-NDAs. I would have people sign those if you wanted to work with me and you wanted to learn from me. You're buying into a contract for 10, 15 years because when I'm getting ready to teach you how to become a millionaire, because what I pass down is you can't just get that knowledge that I have. Yeah, you can go learn from somebody. I don't teach people. I show them, and then I can't watch somebody work. It takes 3 or 4 people to run with me, or to run and try to do what I do. And that's no joke. Would buy everything cash because I don't like payments. I don't like to wonder where my next, to have to pay something. Like I said, contracts, billion-dollar contracts, working for the government. So here we are. When I could see the energy and putting two together, well, started hearing certain things and what was going on, well, here we are. Nobody is safe from the energy because we're all connected and everybody's energy. If you're on the internet and unless you're in BFE and you're not on no devices and you're not around anybody and you're just Nobody. Well, then you're not being picked up. But let's just say if you're somebody and you're picked up, you're in the collective's energy and you're being spoke about. There's a gang of messengers here that are divine, true divine beings that are here teaching, but they're channeling your energy. They're channeling how ugly the energy is. Here's the thing. People don't understand how serious this is. It goes all the way back. But we're talking about just recently. When you have an agenda that is trying to demasculate the masculine. Now, we carry both energy, but demasculate the masculine by raping them and then turning it against them, and because you don't love yourself, that you think that somebody's going to not feel your pain and not understand that you were drugged and it's not your fault. The thing is that you don't love yourself, and you think that you did something wrong. No, you were taken advantage of. That's the part that you don't understand. Once you can realize that you didn't do anything wrong, that you were taken advantage of in the beginning. Now, it's a different story if you keep on, hey, that's different. But in the very beginning, you were taken advantage of. Those agreements are null and void. They don't, are you serious? A criminal trying to say, oh, you can't, because you signed this? No, you're being, oh my gosh. Nipsey Hussle is very significant. He was sacrificed. This gentleman decides to put himself. Oh, come on now. He learned from Clive Davis. Clive Davis is going down. I'm not going to go into that right too much. But we're talking about sacrifices. We're talking about voodoo. Yeah. That shit has been returned. I do freezer spells. I don't even do spells. What I do is I cleanse my energy all the time. All the time. And then I see who's in it, and then I trap them. I just pretty much tell Spirit to show me what I need to see, and then I can see the people. See, my name's been slandered. That's fine. That doesn't matter to me. I know who I am already. I know my gifts. They're very powerful. Don't think that this is a joke and that I'm trying to prove something to nobody. No. I'm here helping. I'm getting ready. I'm helping somebody that needs a little bit of help, because they're going to bring down some giants, because they're here. Excuse me. There's a lot of people here that are getting ready to change the world, Craig. Because you are prophets. You are star seeds. You don't understand how powerful your energy is. The thing is that we're getting ready. The government's going to be changing. Hollywood's going to be Babylon. They want to. Let's just say things are changing. People are, regardless if they don't like it. Well, God has the last say. And then my alien ancestors here, they'll step on your neck. Let's just say that's why they're showing themselves. I already knew they were here. They had to show me who I was channeling and how I'm getting my information. Again, telepathically communicating. There's nothing that I'm not in the loop about. It's just I don't like to hear your conversations. No, come on now. Yeah, I'm clairvoyant. Again, I can take your pain and remove it to a certain extent. Now, if you're a non-believer, that's on you. I don't force nothing on nobody, and I can lead you to the water. I can't make you drink. I can't make you swim. I give you a fishing pole. Show you how to get night crawlers from the ground. Catch that fish. You can eat forever. You can create a business. The thing is that I was scared of prison because my dad's been there I don't know how many times. My parents were runners. But that's another story. We're talking about what's going on in the energy, in the collective's energy. A lot of people are getting ready to be really upset because let's just talk about our information being sold. We got trees in here. We have laundering, but I'm not going to get into that too much right now because it's about the innocent children and it's about people being taken advantage of. What they've done in the industry for years upon years and years and years, sacrificing people for their music rights, for their money. Man, it's sickening. It truly is. But when you awaken, you can never go back to sleep. It's just if you choose to just, well, if you work for the Lord like I do, that don't mean anything. All it means is that I can't harm nobody because you don't even know. If I were to harm somebody, you know what would happen to me? I'd probably die. I would probably pass away. Honestly, no joke. I shouldn't be here right now. Let's just say that. When I say that, when it's our time to go, it's our time to go. The Lord, hey, it's His choice. But what I'm talking about is when you're spiritually awake, you can't harm nobody. Shit, you're at peace. I'm tranquil. You think I want to be around people because they're ugly energy? No way. I love being by myself. The whole thing is I'm letting guide it before I even meet somebody. I see people before I even meet them. Their energy. I know when people are passing, when I'm confirmation, when I'm seeing what I'm seeing. The whole thing is that I choose to not to listen to the conversation because that's scary. I don't like that shit. But it's the truth. Yeah, I can see people's thoughts. I can see your minds. I can see what's in your head and what happened to you when you were a kid. What uncle, what aunt hurt you. And I'm talking general now. The thing is that man will never get out. Believe me, his DNA will be activated. See, this is the thing. It's way deeper than anybody can believe. And yeah, it's that bad. It's that bad. And that's why the earth angels that I'm talking to, or the one that I'm talking to, there's a big mission. And you're protected, but you got to understand the magic and what's been thrown at you. Yeah, your devices are taken. It's going to stop here, though, because you're going to do some things about it. You're very powerful, and you got very powerful friends. And it's in the energy. Believe what I tell you. Our ancestors are here right now. My soul tribe they are gangsters. They are picking up the energy, and they amaze me. And it's an honor and pleasure to just get messages. There's nobody that can hide. Your Akashic records are open, so yeah. Remember what I'm going to tell you. It's okay to cry. It's okay to sit down and understand how to love yourself. Understand you need to take accountability for everything. You got to take responsibility for no matter what it is. And once you do that, you can really move forward. Until then, you're going to be stuck, and you're going to be doing this for lifetimes. You might not even do this lifetime, because what I'm hearing, people are going to be stuck. If they get stuck, well, their bloodline's wiped out. What do you think happened to Kennedy's bloodline? You think it's a curse? No, he sold it. Joe sold that bloodline. He sold his soul to the mob. Come on, are you serious? They took out Kennedy. Come on now. That's another story. Why do you think my man's over here? Well, I want to say my man's, because it needs to be 4 people anyways, like I said, but the first lady president, but the thing is that Trump needed to come in to correct some mistakes, correct some things, because he's aesthetical, but yeah. Moral code. If you don't love yourself and you don't respect nobody, and you don't love yourself, well, how can you love another? We're talking about morals. But I'm going to leave that here, and we'll talk to you next time. And Breathe in and breathe out. Have a beautiful day. Polish some rims. You like riding shit. That's very... Look at that fat tire. Look at that shit. How you gotta blow the witness? Oh. No rights in his music. Like, share, and subscribe if you dig my vibe. Till next time.
Like it, love me, but I just